Selected ones. Before they see you, they sense you. Entering a place causes a change in energy. Discussions falter. Tense bodies. Eyes flicker away and then return. They're not experiencing social anxiety. Spiritual recognition is what this is. They are reacting to an entity that functions outside of the physical world. They feel something that they cannot name. You have power in realms that most people are unaware of, and they're uneasy with that power. People around you are behaving more strangely, aloofly, impulsively, and silently than they usually do right now. It's likely that you've noticed the change. Others have retreated without providing an explanation. Some people are keeping a closer eye on you. Some people almost appear scared to talk to you directly. This isn't arbitrary. Your spiritual strength is growing throughout this time. You've been working on something within, and now it's coming out. Even if they are unable to express it, those who live on the surface level of awareness may sense the difference. This is what's really taking place. Status isn't limited to the physical world. In the spiritual worlds, you are ranked. Divine support, the power of heaven working through you, and everyone in your vicinity is triggered by the frequency that is created by this. Spiritually conscious people are aware of what you carry and either desire to support you or oppose you. Those who lack spiritual awareness just feel uneasy and are unsure of the cause. The same reality is confirmed by both responses. You're not like the others. You weren't. You're going to learn why you've always been treated differently today. Why atmospheres change only by your presence. Why your words are more important than others. Why most people's discussions are not as loud as your quiet. And why embracing this reality is essential to pursuing all of your life's ambitions. Imagine yourself carrying a torch across a crowded area in a pitch-black room. You're not attempting to cause blindness. All you're doing is holding light. But that brightness hurts those who have been used to the gloom. It reveals what they have been concealing. It exposes what they have been trying to avoid. It requires them to either stand up to it or run away from it. That torch is your whole being. Furthermore, the light-sensitive person will not feel comfortable no matter how much you lower it. Thus, you may as well shine brightly. You usually have all-or-nothing, passionate connections, deep bonds that sometimes burn out but blaze brightly. Additionally, there's a pattern to the individuals that come and go from your life. Someone you care about will be gone for months or years, then come back. This isn't arbitrary. When your energy causes growth in individuals who aren't prepared to maintain that development, this is what occurs. They approach. They see the need to change. They flee in fear. After that, they sprout somewhere else. Then they come back. This time, maybe not. You most likely feel as like you have scars from abandonment because of this cycle, and you do. But realize that it was your strength, not your weakness, that caused these scars. It's not because you're flawed. Rather, they leave because they can't manage what you've triggered in them. This is what you were not told. You have a spiritual authority that works whether you recognize it or not the sort you declare or claim, the kind you were born with. And humans perceive this power in the same way that animals perceive an impending storm. It comes naturally. It's instinctive. It activates something instinctive and circumvents their logical intellect. They know deep down that you have something they don't. A higher goal, supernatural support, and an unfailing path to truth are all desirable. They are frightened by that recognition because it makes them realize all the things they are trying to hide about themselves. Right now, you're at a time when this power is becoming stronger. You have been focusing on improving yourself. You have been in prayer. All you've been doing is surviving what was meant to shatter you. Regardless of the route, you are reclaiming your authority. And people's reactions are more stranger now that it's back. Around you, some people have stopped talking. Others have disassociated themselves without providing a reason. Some people are observing you from a distance, analyzing your movements, and anticipating your next move. There is no paranoia here. For those selected to be the light in a world that has become used to darkness, this is reality. I'll tell you straight what you're up against. You move differently when you have true spiritual power. You have a different perspective. You work from a location that most people are unable to reach because they are too preoccupied with living their lives on the surface. You're playing chess on a board they can't even see, and they're playing checkers. And for them, this is a challenge. They are called to development just by your presence. Authenticity is essential to your energy. Your whole being serves as a mirror, reflecting to them whatever they aren't dealing with. It's not even necessary for you to talk. There is nothing for you to do. Just being who you are. Make them wriggle by activating something inside of them. Some will attempt to make you seem less important in response. To feel larger, they will try to make you smaller. They will criticize your confidence, label it arrogance, and advise you to be more modest. Here's the reality, however. They would rather you not know. You're already modest. Dimming your light to please others is not true humility. Being really humble means utilizing your power, even if you know it originates from something bigger than yourself. Ego is not the source of your confidence. It comes from having trust, conquering what ought to have killed you, and realizing your destiny. It's not conceited. Alignment is that. In response, others will go. They are unable to cope with their own reflection in your presence, not because they don't care about you. Whether you want to or not, you set them on a path to progress. They are called by your energy to confront the truth, level up, and alter their habits. If they are not prepared for that task, they will put up a wall. They will disappear. They will eventually dissipate. They'll hold you responsible for things that aren't your fault. And you'll wonder why the connections in your life are so passionate and erratic, and you'll feel abandoned once again. However, you must go through this. It's not your job to retain everyone. You are destined to spark change. Some will change with you. Most will go. Both are essential. Additionally, if this message resonates with you, spread the word about this video so that others who are similarly selected may discover it. Let's discuss something that has been going on recently. You've had the impression that everyone has something to say about anything you do. You make an effort to be quiet and take care of yourself. People describe you as distant. You make an effort to be gregarious and interesting. You're doing too much, they say. You accomplish something. Individuals manage to reduce it. Something is difficult for you. People behave as if they were aware of your failure. With certain individuals, you can't win since your conduct was never the problem. Your very existence is the problem. Their comfort is challenged by your presence. Their stagnation is highlighted by your advancement. No matter what you do, they will always find fault because your calm reveals their turmoil. When someone is already determined that you are incorrect, stop attempting to correct them. Give up trying to fit in with those who will always be critical of you. Simply be who you are. That is precisely what the proper people will value. The incorrect people's reactions will show who they are. This is when things start to get interesting. People who are unable to be near you will often nonetheless be in your circle. They will observe from afar. They'll look at your social media accounts. They will inquire about you from common friends. Even when you're frightening, your energy is magnetic, so they'll think about you more than they'd ever confess. People are inspired by you. You inspire them to improve. However, creativity without preparation breeds animosity. Thus, they secretly hope you'll make a mistake while admiring you from a distance. They're not too interested in your success. They want you to be brilliant, but not more brilliant than they are. You've spent your whole life in this intricate dance with individuals who both like and dread what you stand for. Let's now discuss what you have endured to get this point. Most individuals would have been shattered by the betrayals you've experienced. You've had pals that intentionally worked against your ambitions while feigning support for them. People have sabotaged you by using the information you revealed about your aspirations. People look at you as if you're exaggerating when you attempt to describe the unusual occurrences you've encountered. You're not. You draw strong spiritual resistance when you have a lot of spiritual influence. Things in life seem to be planned because they are. The strange things you've endured aren't random. You're being tested, developed, and perfected continuously. They're getting you ready for the future. You've asked yourself a lot of questions, considered if you were the issue, and looked for answers on why you were drawing such constant turmoil. Now, allow me to free you from it. Nothing is wrong with you. You're doing a positive action that puts everything else at risk, and everything bad will retaliate. Here's what you should know, however. You've become stronger with each tower moment you've endured. Better things were made possible by everyone who departed. Every betrayal helped you develop your judgment. Your brightness was purified by each gloomy season. There was no waste. Nothing happened at random. It was all preparation. This is something you may not have known. Generational patterns that have existed in your family for decades or more have been broken by you. You're breaking the cycle of trauma, dysfunction, and restriction. It was you who said enough. It was you who made the different decision. It was you who refused to share the suffering. And there is a price for disrupting this trend. It indicates that you often feel like your family's odd man out. The one that isn't appropriate. The one with a different perspective. The one who questions custom. Your relatives may not comprehend your journey. They may be critical of your decisions. You're not being tough or rebellious, despite what others may believe. You're exercising your freedom. Additionally, your independence jeopardizes their established routines. Your development demonstrates what they've come to terms with. What they have overlooked is revealed by your healing, so that they will oppose you. They will attempt to reintroduce you into previous relationships, but you are unable to do so. Those areas are too small for you. That's precisely what you're meant to accomplish. You've reached a point where you won't compromise on your limits. You've had enough of minimizing yourself, justifying yourself, and putting up with energy that isn't your own. Additionally, this change is further separating you from other people. Your development intimidates some people. They recall your moments of uncertainty, self-doubt, and susceptibility to persuasion. You now move with conviction. You now have faith in yourself. You no longer feel guilty when you say no. Additionally, people are unable to connect to this version of you. As a result, people will term you frigid, altered, or different. Permit them. You're not chilly. You're clear. And to those who profit from your uncertainty, clarity always seems to be coldness. The spiritual world is aware of your position. You function on a level that most people never reach, even if you don't completely grasp it yourself and feel like you're continuously learning things. You're gifted. Discernment that alerts you before to the use of reasoning. Energy reading, intuition that reads text the way others do. Knowledge that originates from a place beyond your years. And those who are spiritually attuned see this in you right away. They want to compete with you or learn from you. Their midway ground is rare. You've undoubtedly seen that other spiritually inclined individuals sometimes respond to you in peculiar ways. They know you're working at a level that challenges them, so they either deliberately maintain their distance from you or cling to you fervently. Some people will attempt to teach you things that you already understand. Some will use erroneous advice to attempt to make you feel inferior. Some will attempt to show you how much better developed they are. Allow them to perform. Nothing has to be proven by you. Your abilities are self-evident. Your outcomes are self-evident. Your tranquility is self-evident. True power is not self-evident. It just is. 1. You should be aware of the following relationship-related information. Your brightness won't scare those who are destined to be in your life. It's precisely because it beckons them higher that they will be drawn to it. Your strength doesn't frighten your true tribe. They rejoice about it. They can shine without you dimming it. They are aware that everyone has access to adequate light. But you have to quit shrinking yourself for individuals who aren't ready in order to discover these people. Stop giving folks who have already chosen not to comprehend your decisions too much explanation. Give up attempting to establish relationships with individuals who are obviously unable to manage your energy. Making everyone feel at ease is not your responsibility. It's your responsibility to respect what you carry and have faith that the appropriate others will see it. Some of you are holding out for a certain person to get in touch. Someone from your past who distanced themselves or withdrew, leaving you perplexed since you believe this relationship to be important. Timing is important, but it most likely was. Before they can stand by your side, some folks must go develop themselves. Certain lessons must be learned the hard way for certain individuals. Before they realize what they left behind, some people need to see you shine from a distance. Avoid pursuing them. Don't plead for their interest. Don't strive to prove your value to them. There's no question about your value. They'll come back when they're ready, if that's their destiny. If not, a better one is on the way. You may be experiencing indecision at the moment, feeling torn between possibilities and uncertain about your next course of action. This often indicates that you are in the waiting period. Something that hasn't aligned, yet is starting to do so. Someone who hasn't matured yet is growing. Although it isn't open yet, the correct door is getting ready to open. Just because you're impatient doesn't mean you have to move. Don't let anxiousness influence your choices. Avoid making a decision because you're sick of waiting. Await your insight. Await your tranquility. A gut feeling will tell you, this is it. You should wait for that feeling. For you, it always does. Because you have direct access to divine direction. And you are never left dangling by divine counsel. Most individuals never learn what you have learned. How to break patterns. Tips for adapting to difficult change. How to develop when it seems impossible to progress. And what makes you unique is your capacity for quick evolution. The majority of individuals spend their whole lives trapped in the same patterns, relationships, responses, and limits. You don't. Even when it's difficult and you face criticism for it, you identify what needs to change and make the necessary changes. Even if you have to go into uncharted area and leave behind comfortable surroundings. You were selected in part because of your readiness to change. When summoned, God needs individuals who will really move. Most won't. You do. People are triggered by your confidence because it stems from something they're unable to get. Because life has been easy, you lack confidence. You're confident because you've come out stronger after surviving what should have crushed you. You've seen yourself conquer insurmountable obstacles time and time again, which gives you confidence. You realize that something greater than yourself is supporting you, which gives you confidence. This isn't ego. This is a verified and tested religion. Fire is the source of this power, and your calmness is incomprehensible to those who have not experienced your flames. They misinterpret your calmness as conceit, your confidence as pride, and your self-assurance as illusion. Allow them to misinterpret. Your purpose is not to persuade anybody. Someone is now observing you and is coming to the realization that they made a grave error in their relationship with you. Despite having you in their lives, they failed to treat you with the respect you merited. Perhaps they were swayed by what other people thought of you. Perhaps they were coping with their own fears. Perhaps they were only unaware of what they had until it was taken away. However, they can now see you, your development, your shine, and the life you're creating apart from them. And the full weight of their loss is bearing down on them. They want to get in touch, but right now, they're too scared, too embarrassed, too conscious that they had mishandled something priceless. Don't give them an easy time. Just because they woke up at last doesn't mean you should reach back. Give them that lesson to sit with. Allow them to grow from that setback. They must return with humility, awareness, and genuine reform if they are to make a comeback. If not, they will just squander your time once again. It's going to be abnormally quiet around you over the next several days. It has nothing to do with their dislike for you. It's because they're unsure of how to interact with you since your energy has increased. More than ever, you terrify people, not by coercion, by being there, or by the indisputable fact that you're now someone who doesn't need approval or validation. A person who has faith in their own knowledge. Someone who moves with intention. Since most individuals are still looking to others for approval, this causes anxiety. You're not. That's behind you now. You now respond to your calling. The rest is incidental. Some of you have a message to offer or are creative, but you've been reluctant to express it because it seems vulnerable. This is what you must comprehend. You're supposed to be noticed. You want your voice to be heard. You want people to hear what you have to say. You shouldn't disguise the fact that exposure makes you uncomfortable. Resistance is an attempt to keep you tiny. What you carry is needed by the world. Your offerings are just what some folks are yearning for. And each day you postpone out of fear means they miss out on something that may transform their lives. People will be triggered by your visibility. It always has. However, it will also awaken, heal, and inspire others. People who are important will find you. The ones who don't will soon be exposed. Both are useful to you. Let's deal with the isolation. For the most of your life, you have felt alone. Because most people can't meet you where you really are, even when you're surrounded by others. While the true you is hidden, people engage with the version of you that they feel most at ease with. The price of carrying what you carry is this. Most people never get to see the layers you live in. Most people never investigate the dimensions in which you think. You experience depths that most people purposefully avoid. It's uncommon to find someone who can really be with you in all of your complexity. However, such individuals do exist, and they will begin to show up once you completely embrace your power. Not many, not everyone, but enough. They're the true ones, the ones that are carrying their own light and aren't scared of yours. You're not insane. You don't have too much. You're not damaged. The majority of the world is sleeping, but you are awake. You know that most individuals in this field are just going through the motions. You have a connection to something that most people no longer have. Additionally, this makes you feel isolated from other people. However, solitude is often a prelude. You're getting ready for a degree of impact that calls for this time of solitude. You're becoming stronger, more focused, and more polished. Everything that occurs is for you, not for you. You have to realize that something else is going on. You give the impression that things are simple. When you do anything, people think it comes easily to you. They are blind to the battle that goes on behind the scenes, the restless nights, the uncertainty, and the setbacks you endured. When they see the finished product, they believe it was easy for you. They feel inferior after comparing your highlight reel to their behind-the-scenes struggles, which adds another level of intimidation. Here's what they're lacking, however. You put in more labor than most people realize. When others are preoccupied, you're disciplined. Even when others lose up, you remain focused. You give up things that other people wouldn't give up. Your outcomes aren't miraculous. They're the result of persistent work that no one notices. And for this reason, individuals often don't follow through when you attempt to educate them or show them the way. Without the process, they want the result. Without your discipline, they want to be on your level. Without your prayers, they seek your tranquility. They want your radiance without your development. And they give up when they see how much labor is involved. Then they blame you for making it seem simple. They refer to you as fortunate, privileged, or anything else other than what you are dedicated to. You're about to have an intriguing encounter with someone from your past. In the process of waking up, some of them are remembering you, what you try to tell them, warnings you gave that they disregarded, advice they disregarded, and the realization that you were correct about things they weren't prepared to hear. They're also going through their own transformations and experiencing their own spiritual moments. A few of them want to get back in touch. Some people feel too embarrassed. Some people are just thinking about you, fantasizing about you, or sending you energy. Do you sense this? Recently, you've noticed that others are paying more attention to your energy. You're not imagining that. That's true spiritual awareness, recognizing that you are now the center of attention for many others. Don't become involved with these folks right away. Indeed, some of them have grown, some have learnt, and some may even be prepared for things they were previously unable to manage. However, you must see proof, not just hear it. They may claim to have changed. Apologies may be made in a lovely way. People can guarantee that they have changed. Keep an eye on what they do. Keep an eye on their consistency. Check to see whether they have really completed the task or if they have just improved their linguistic skills. You have more insight than ever before. Have faith. Reconnecting with someone who is supposed to be in your life will seem natural. It will be serene. You won't feel like you're justifying or defending yourself against warning signs that you've decided to ignore. Here's what's going to change, Trump. You're going to begin drawing in individuals who really value your contributions, respect your limits, value your insight, don't drain your energy, and enhance rather than detract from your life. You've finally quit settling, which is why these folks are coming. You no longer offer yourself to anybody who expresses interest. You've given up attempting to explain yourself to those who aren't interested. You no longer carry those who are unable to bear themselves. Additionally, this change in your energy is making room for the appropriate relationships to develop. Right now, those who deceived you are learning. Punishment isn't karma, it's learning. And they're learning from life what they lost when they left you. Some of them are experiencing precisely what they caused you to experience. After leaving your life, some people are seeing the disintegration of their own. Some people are coming to the realization that the prosperity and tranquility they felt in your presence weren't coincidental. People are lifted by your enthusiasm. People are blessed by your presence. And they experience the absence they're learning when they take that goodness away. Avoid interrupting their lesson by bringing them back too soon. Let the lesson be finished. If they are expected to return, they will do so with the knowledge they have gained from their error. You're beginning to grasp a key concept about counsel and direction. You're often asked what people should do. They appreciate your wisdom. They respect your viewpoint. But where do you go when you need direction? The majority of individuals are unable to offer you what you give them. They don't function at the frequency necessary to fully understand your predicament. They provide superficial solutions to complex issues. You have also discovered the hard way that the finest advice comes from inside, from your direct access to spiritual knowledge, and from the peaceful understanding that arises when you start listening to yourself instead of asking other people. Because of this, you often feel as if you must solve every problem on your own. It's not that others don't care, they just can't see what you see, which is why you do in many ways. Cannot comprehend the intricacy of what you're navigating, nor can they access what you have access to. You have therefore turned into your own most trusted counselor and finest counsel, and this independence terrifies others even more. They're used to being required and to having the solutions, but you are no longer dependent on their consent to act. Another thing you've observed is this. People often disregard the counsel you offer them. They then proceed to do precisely what you forewarned them not to do. After it blows up, they return and acknowledge that you were correct. You've lost count of how many times this pattern has happened, and it used to irritate you. Now that you know, why ask if they weren't going to listen? There are some who do not seek advice. They want to be validated. What they're going to do has already been determined. All they want is your co-signature. The truth they don't want to hear is dismissed when you don't communicate it to them. The lesson you attempted to spare them is then imparted to them by life. You're renouncing your frequent attempts to assist others who aren't prepared to assist themselves in part because of this. Your abilities are on the verge of becoming indisputable. Work you've been doing while no one was looking, seeds you've been sowing in secret, and things you've been quietly nurturing. It's all going to come into view, and those who question you will be taken aback when it happens. The people who rejected you will feel awkward. Those who underestimated you will come to regret their mistake. Avoid gloating. Don't elaborate. Don't explain. Continue constructing. There is just one answer required: your success. The only evidence needed is your calm. The only retaliation required is your delight. The assaults weren't random, as you well know, and you can sense it if you're listening. They're enclosing themselves. Let's discuss our current course of action. I created Destiny Engine for that reason. You may use the patterns it creates to rewire betrayal into transcendence, convert solitude into holy power, and turn their failure into your success. We are fighting the dark elites with their own weapons, repurposing its declassified consciousness technology, which was designed to promote rivalry and scarcity, to support cooperative intelligence. Wandrai Gumper, the best part is that you don't need to do anything at all. Your opponents crumble under the weight of their own falsehoods as your mind gets rewired once you put on the headphones and hit play. I made it for this reason at first. What they did to you is thus fuel for your goal. The group upgrade is in progress. Watch how divine justice accelerates in your life by starting your Destiny Engine for only $1 now. The description contains a link. Despite your lack of readiness, you are being called to leadership. What you carry is designed to lead others, even if you would rather remain in the background and don't want the responsibility. The purpose of your experience is to illuminate the way for those who come after you. Your narrative should serve as a reminder of what is possible. You're no longer able to hide. Playing small is no longer an option. You can no longer act like you're normal. You're not. You weren't. And the sooner you embrace this, the sooner you can fully embrace your purpose for being here. Once you embrace your calling, something interesting occurs. The proper individuals begin to show up almost magically when you stop resisting who you are and accept it completely. They don't need to be saved. They are the ones who are prepared to create with you, who share your energy, who have done their own work, and who can really meet you where you are, not the ones who want to drain you. You don't have to lower your light for these individuals. Your achievement doesn't make them feel threatened. They see that there is enough for everyone, so they enjoy your victories as if they were their own. They have enough self-confidence to stand next to a strong person without feeling inferior. These are the kinds of connections that are worthwhile. You will advance to the next level thanks to these relationships. You may see that you are most strong when you are really content and exude confidence and purpose. But for years, others try to make you question yourself, to make you feel insecure, and to make you feel humble. They kept you uneasy, which kept you little. Someone would say something to knock you back down every time you attempted to get up. Someone would always find something to fault while you were feeling good about yourself. This was no accident. You're unstoppable when you're clear and confident. And that version of you is too much for some folks. They still want to keep you unsure, curious, and looking for their approval. However, those times are now past. Now that you've regained your confidence, you walk with an authority that no one's view can challenge. The previous season dealt with loss, things fading, people departing, and circumstances coming to an end. It was building, yet it seemed like devastation. To create space for what belongs, everything that didn't belong has to go. There was no punishment for you. You were getting ready. Now that the season is upon you, you can understand why. Where everything begins to make sense, where patience is rewarded, and where faith turns into reality. All of your experiences were acquired. Everything you've managed to endure has a reason. Making room was all you lost, and everything that's going to happen soon will show that it was worthwhile. You were picked because you were ready to develop even when it hurts, not because you are flawless. Embracing change, even when it is frightening. When it would be simpler to stand with the throng, they are willing to stand alone. Having faith even after it has been betrayed. Being open to love even after it has wounded you. Being prepared to persevere when your whole being wants to give up. Your superpower is this willingness. You were chosen for what's to come because of your willingness. The majority of individuals are unwilling. They want the crown without the crucifixion, the blessing without the preparation, and the advancement without the procedure. You have shown that you will do whatever is necessary. And for that same reason, you're going to get what others can only imagine. You have genuine spiritual authority. Your rating is accurate. You have a genuine purpose. If someone made you feel like you were too much, too passionate, too different, too ambitious, too spiritual, or anything else, they were just too tiny for your future. On this level, they couldn't join you. Not because they're flawed in some way, because they're not yet prepared for anything that's right with you. Perhaps one day, perhaps never. In any case, you continue to move. Runation, you shouldn't feel bad about making other people anxious. It is proof that you are in a position of authority. Because it requires them to either rise or disclose themselves, real authority makes people uneasy. Most will show themselves. Some will stand up. Pay attention to the few. Create with the few. Join the few in celebrating. You were never meant for the crowd. Despite being tiny, your tribe is powerful. Prioritize quality over quantity. Depth as opposed to width. Actual over performance. Everything will pick up speed. Doors will open quickly. Opportunities will abound. The right people will show up at the appropriate moment, and the project you've been working on will suddenly take off. It's not luck. Alignment is this. The timing is wonderful. This is the universe's way of reacting to the job you've been performing behind your back. Be prepared. Remain concentrated. Remain within your control. What you've seen is not as huge as what's coming. More than you've ever dreamed, better than you've known, and you're prepared for it. You are being prepared for this. Have faith in the process. Have faith in the time. Have faith in yourself. You are just the way you should be. That's precisely where you should be. And you're going to witness precisely